Not a bad night again. This is how it's supposed to go, right? In a perfect world. It's never perfect, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And we had another pretty good day at the office today. Just on my way home. It's 11 o'clock right now. Here on Saturday night. I lucked out. I did have a little bit of a nap and a little fresher when I woke up this afternoon. Went to the track, obviously made you guys that video, and we did have a good run. Victory Blue Chip was a little disappointing, a tiny bit disappointing tonight with the break. And as I said to Jason, it wasn't that he made the break, it's that he wasn't trotting as good as he was last week. I didn't detect any lameness or any soreness. He wasn't shod this week. He wasn't due to be shod. Everything pointed towards him having a pretty decent race tonight. And coming off the car, I near lost him. Going to the quarter pole, I near lost him. And then finally, again in front of the stretch, coming to the half, he was all right. But down the back stretch, when I went to put him in gear, I did lose him. And I wonder why. I think we'll have Dr. Latessa go over him this week. As I said, I didn't find anything really wrong with him. Is he due to be treated for Baycox? Treated for EPM with TD pace? Possible. It's very possible. I hate using that as an excuse, though. It just seems like such an easy parachute is to use that excuse. So I'm just going to say he wasn't as good tonight, made a break, and I expect a better effort from him next week. How's that? Tactical Mounds. I don't know what. I haven't really watched the Meadowlands. I do from time to time. It's great racing, and the same as this time of year when stake season's getting close and everybody's prepping for the races. It's always good, but man, I find it a little hard to believe that even with a tailwind, a horse could pace the last quarter in 24-2 at the Meadowlands. This is a horse that I saw in the consolation of North American Cup night, and almost 3 seconds faster his last quarter tonight. Now, I don't know what kind of a tailwind it was. Maybe it was very similar to the one that scooped Dorothy up in The Wizard of Oz. I'm not sure. But 24-2 is a wicked last quarter. And I'll tell you, Tactical Mounds is a very, very, very nice mare, right? Very nice mare. In against the best mares in the world. But 25-4, I don't know. It just seems fast, very fast. I mean, you're talking about the best track in the world, between there and the Red Mile, and on odd days things can get really kind of crazy, but it just seems like a lot. And take nothing away from Tactical Mounds, that was a hell of a mile. A very, very nice mare, again finishing third, beating the Goo mare that was on the outside of her. That Dexter's mare is just a freak of nature. Oh my god, she's so good. Anyway, Tactical Mounds finished third and raced very, very good. Our only bad performances tonight were two bad breakers. I'll get to Renegade in a minute because that was very odd. But Dominion made a break. It looked like he was clearing off the lead and made a break. If Georgian's going to be a problem, and I haven't talked to Harry about what tracks he can get around, but as we get Militant now out of the Nominals of 1/2 to be claimed, is that division cleans out a little bit, and if it's not interrupting our 2-year-olds getting raced, then we could bring him over here if he's simply not good enough or he's not working out. That's not something I want to do. I don't want to keep dragging horses out of Ontario. We have good people working on them there. We do have a place where this horse should be able to do, and without talking to Harry or Jason Ryan, because maybe there was a great explanation for it, just seemed like he was clearing off the lead and made a break for, it appeared to be no reason. It didn't appear to be any fault of Jason Ryan's that I could see anyway. And, I was talking to Jason McGinnis tonight and said, listen, there's going to be some horses leaving. A couple of 2-year-olds that probably aren't cutting it. And when you look at horses that may need to leave, Victory needs to do better or he's going to leave. And of course, Dominion, if this is what he's going to show up as on the track. Now it's hard to sell a horse that is racing as poorly as he has lately, but I would like to see a couple of decent lines put on him, and then potentially we could move Dominion if that's what makes the most sense. So there's a thin line right now, right? If you would have asked me 3 weeks ago, who's a better horse, Militant or Dominion, or Militant or Victory Blue Chip, I probably would have said Victory Blue Chip off what I have seen on the track, but I couldn't be any more wrong. because the next horse out of the gate was Militant, and he didn't just win, he jogged, right? Very easy winner tonight. I had been asked a few weeks ago if he would potentially show up in Kentucky for the Goldenrod, and it kind of caught me flat-footed. Immediately, my first response was absolutely not. But truthfully speaking, as he won last week easily, I had mentioned in a video, it's a possibility. And Lauren had asked me tonight too and said, hey, if he races good tonight, are you taking him to Kentucky? Maybe. Man, and now 59 is not, 59 is certainly not going to win you a Goldenrod, but if we can work our way through these classes in July with Militant to a point where now he has to be somewhere, then yeah, you could talk me easily into a horse like Militant, I guess, showing up in Kentucky. It didn't make sense before, but man, I'm certainly starting to warm to the idea. The way he raced tonight, that was now again, he's in with easier competition, but that was a pretty easy victory. As far as victories go, they don't get much easier than the one with Militant tonight. Now, make no mistake, he has to jump up, and it's not going to be a cakewalk, but we'll see. Our next one, again, continuing on with our wins. We started our wins off with Militant. Next one I watched was No Free Lunch. I saw them coming to the half, and he's fishing for the earplugs. I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to end well. And then I see the half flash up. 54 seconds flat in a 12 climb. 54 seconds flat. And not only 54 seconds, 121 and 2. I'm like, oh my God, Jesus, 12 timers. And then the front end just collapsed, and No Free Lunch swarmed them, dove down to the inside, and it just seemed like in a blink of an eye, he inhaled them and drove away. Now they came 30 and 3. He came with 30 seconds. But he looked pretty good doing it. And every time we race No Free Lunch from here on out, it will be up to Stacy and Brett. There'll be absolutely no push from me whatsoever. None. I'm not going to interject in any way. As I said to Stacy, wherever you think he can win is where he should race. Now, as I say that, I don't even know. Maybe it was Klein tonight. I didn't watch. I didn't hear it afterwards. And in Ohio, in Ontario, you might know 2 races before your horse is claimed. But in Ohio, they don't tell you until after the race. So I don't know. But I can tell you before, after, now, later. It doesn't matter. He raced great tonight. Finished up strong, and just a classy old horse. If you put hot fractions in front of him and then have the front end collapse, he's going to inhale them every single time. And he looked very, very good tonight. I'm Fancy Like. That was a gutsy effort. A very, very gutsy effort. The only horse to beat for the most part, both of them were sitting in the 2-hole and 3-hole. I know you can't go 28, 58, 2, 128, out sprint them. She's not that type of filly. She's more of a very small and grinding type pace is what she likes. She'll throw the odd 27 and a piece at you, but for the most part, you got to let her pick up speed. And I'll tell you, Aaron had me collared halfway down the lane, and she fought back. She fought back to win the race. So there is no shortage of fight in that little filly, and she raced very, very good tonight. To make front, again, on 27, 57 and 2, 125 and 2. Everything worked out in our favor, and she got the job done. And as I say, winners win. She's a winner, and she's a good filly and raced great. And Renegade Gypsy, he got shut off halfway down the lane. It looked like he was going to dive to the inside and have a clear sailing through to the wire. And, when you're on the front, and I'll tell you what, the Indiana passing lane is immense. That's a big, big passing lane. And you could see he had to grab him when he started into the passing lane. The guy in the front must have drifted down into the passing lane. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I only saw it one time. But from where I stood, it looked like he gets shut off pretty good. And, you're not going to, when they're going to 53 and you got to stop them halfway down the lane and start them up again, I mean, that's what you're going to get, 5th, 6th, 7th. But it looked to me he had clear sailing through the inside of the wire, and he gets shut off. So, as I said, maybe I'm wrong, but that was my initial take on the race. So it's pretty hard to judge the horse in any way for the race. I thought he looked good. I thought he did have a run down on the inside, and I think he had to stop him up and couldn't get him started again. But all in all, great night. We had a couple of breakers. A very good third by Tactical Mounts. 3 victories, and as I said, what appeared to be interference from me. So a great night at the office to finish our work week for the most part. Saturday or Sunday, if you want to look at that. I get Stay Close tomorrow night. Jason's horse is in tomorrow. In Ontario, we have Hallie in the Clouds and My Wicked Heart. A lot of people ask me about My Wicked Heart. So here was the scoop. It was just simply timing, as I'd said to Patricia this evening. We had to enter for the qualifiers virtually at the same time we'd enter for the race. So obviously we're going to scratch out of the qualifiers. We're not going to go to the qualifiers. And it was just a matter of, obviously it was pretty easy to scratch in the qualifier. There's no real obligation to show up. So that's exactly what Dominic did. She is in to go tomorrow. What are her odds tomorrow? 9-2. Going for 7,900. Jason Ryan is going to drive her. So good luck to all my partners with My Wicked Heart, Dominic and Jason Ryan. Hallie in the Clouds is racing also at Georgian Down. She's picked to win, I believe. Austin Sori is going to drive her. Stay Close in Arrowhead, Hanover. We have all 4 horses. The longest shot that we have morning line tomorrow is 9-2, and that's My Wicked Heart. So hopefully that translates well on the track tomorrow evening. I'll be super excited to watch. Tell you what, Stay Close looks very, very good. To Mickey and whatever caretaker, I believe it was Mickey, but I could be wrong. Whatever caretaker was taking care of Stay Close at Tim Twaddle's, he looks very, very good. A couple of weeks where he missed racing, had a little time off. The horse looks like $1 million. Got the rail tomorrow. I know he is wired for sound. He's bouncing in the stall all day. I just left the barn a minute ago, and he was still bouncing in the barn. So he is revved up for tomorrow for sure. And then I am revved up to watch Arrowhead Hanover. His second lifetime start, his first stake race. This is the All-Stars at the Poconos. So good luck to all my partners with him. As I said today, pretty good run the last 3 weeks. We've been on a bit of a heater. Hopefully we can keep it going. We have Kentucky coming again, not this week, but a week after. And then before that all starts, Saturday, the biggest night to start the season in Ohio, kicks off on Saturday night with the Next Generation. We do have 4 entries that will be going in the Next Generation. We have Cadeau representing us for the Trotting Colts division. We have Aunt Lily representing us for the Trotting Fillies division. We have Rose Run AJ for the Pacing Colts division, and for the Pacing Fillies, the little engine that could, little gorgeous package, is going to be racing in the Next Generation. So an exciting week coming up. All the stakes are about to start. The regional stakes, Grand Circuit shortly thereafter. The summer has already begun for us, but it has been a great run for the last 2-3 weeks, and hopefully we can keep it going this week. So the rest of your night, you got about 48 minutes of it. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you all very soon.